Okay. Um, Couple things here I wanted to mention. First of all, I got a new microphone, and I thought I would uh, try out the microphone. Hi, Jack. Um, can you hear me okay, Jack? This is a new mic, and I thought I would give it a try. It's supposed to sound better. I mean, I don't sound better, but the mic might. Can you hear me okay? Hi, Bruce. Oh, good, Jack. Does it sound any better or any worse or about the same as my other one? Hi, Dick. Oh, good. Yeah, well, this is my new mic. I just got it, and I thought I'd try out. Hi, Kurt. I thought I'd try this out, and what I wanted to talk about was the amount of risk that people are willing to take on watch purchases. By the way, I got my new Watch Heart side cup. Anyway, hi Neil. Um, okay, so um, let me ask you this: what do you think has been the biggest risk you've ever taken in buying a watch? Like anybody take any risk? I Let me start off. This the very first, well, sort of let's say in recent times, the first watch. Hey, Jan, I was just in Croatia last summer. Um, Anyhow, the the very first time I bought super expensive watch, you bought a Submariner on eBay. Okay, that can be risky. To me, the first time is always the riskiest because you don't know anything, and as you gain experience, you learn of all kinds of things to look for. One, you can end up with somebody not sending you a watch. Oh my God, you got a fake one from Jack? That's rotten. Uh, yeah. How do you prevent stuff like that? I bought a Patek Philippe from this guy in from a it's online marketing. I don't know, online store, I guess, in Texas. Oh, you got refunded. Well, that's good. Hi, Kyle. I bought a Batman from a gray market dealer from New Jersey with only judging him by the online reviews and a short phone call. Batman came from Venezuela. Now, was the Batman that you got from Venezuela a good Batman? Could I bought my son's Omega Sandmaster Aquaterra 150F, 150 Swiss francs. Oh, from Joma Shop. Yeah. Hey, somebody was asking about Joma Shop. Hi, Kyle. I only buy what you can see. Money's hard to come by, so don't waste it. Yeah, that's certainly true. But I, I've been very very fortunate. Usually, at one time I what my bank made me do was to get a physical address for a wire transfer. And ever since then, I've gotten a physical address, especially in the United States, where I can, if I have to, I can go after them physically and show up at their door and with a with a subpoena if I have to. But um, I don't know. Hey Jay, you can get pre-owned watch online for more scratches than are shown, but it's a hassle to ship it back with insurance and everything. Yeah, you can. I, you know, I have been just incredibly lucky because I there was this one guy in New York, and when I got my Culpa, and the poor guy had been trying to sell that Culpa for a long time. I guess there wasn't as many people who wanted that powder blue Culpa as I did, and so he finally came down to my price, and I sent him a certified check and told him when he got it, and once it cleared the bank, to send me the watch, and he did. It was, but that was, I don't know, probably not the way to do things. But the first one I had was this guy in Texas, and he was a dealer down there, and he sent me what he said he was sending me. He told me that the strap wasn't a Patek Philippe strap ahead of time, nor was the buckle, and I ended up having to get those. But I'd been told that. What I was afraid, I'd get a God knows what, or wouldn't get what I asked for, but I always have so far. Gray market has plenty of new ones. I've had great luck with the gray market. Um, Man, it was some of the gee whiz. I hate saying, oh gee, I'm really lucky, and you're not, because I do something different, but I could get any of us. I could. A lot of people recently have been complaining about Joma Shop, and I had a great experience with Joma Shop. Um, so the reason, I guess the question I want to ask is that somebody just said they got theirs from Joma Shop. It sounded like it was okay. Kurt, you got yours from Joma Shop, and everything worked out well for you. Has anybody? Oh, wait a minute. Kurt said watch would not whine. They took it back and exchanged it. Good, without question. So that's Joma Shop to be good. Believe me. Yeah. Um, I've had good luck with that too. Hey, Bruce, I bought an Omega Speedmaster from the gray market, and the first one I received, the chronograph didn't work. I sent it back, and they sent me a new one. No problem since then. You know, the term gray market, I think, is probably it was like there's the white market that everything is okay, the black market that you're dealing with some shady character, and the gray market is a term, I think, that was probably devised by the ADs. Hey, Gizmo, I bought a GS at a Seiko owned shop, and they resized it and said it got Phillips. Now it is one of the few GS service centers that exist, and I'm wondering how they will fix this. Man, I don't know. I haven't had that happen. I got. There's my watch guy is is a character. I mean, he's not too expensive, but if I have something wrong with a watch or a movement after I've broken it, he's the guy I take it to. And I was telling Art Lediger, he's like the guy from Tommy, the deaf, dumb, blind kid who plays a mean pinball. This guy's the same way with fixing watches. I asked him about a time grapher. He's just, I don't need no stinking time grapher. So I get it back after he's worked on it, and it's perfect. I don't know what this guy. He's a, you know, I I have to be careful when I talk about someone who's really old because they're not as old as I am sometimes. But this guy is pretty old, and he does stuff like that. He's great. But so if I ever got something and a little thing is wrong with it, I think that who was it that just said that the hassle of sending it back, Jay, I think it was you, is that it's like sometimes it's just easier. Like if you have a screw missing or something like that, and you get it and you look at it, and one of the screws holding on the back is gone, and you spent $10,000 for the watch, and of course the screw should be there. And I don't know. Hey, Lawrence, how's it going? Yeah, speaking of stuff, yeah, Lawrence, I still appreciate that one of my uh, gears that flew away. I'm glad you helped me get it back, or one like it, I should say. So anyway, okay. So let me see. Sometimes Joma Shop, you may get a store display. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't have a problem with that. I've gotten stuff at Shop Worn, and Shop Worn tells you what they are. Here's a watch that's been out on the display and so forth. Um, what watch have I talked to Clyde in Dubai now? I don't know. What you guys got any suggestions? It's not what you buy, it's where you buy it. Um, Yeah, how about overseas? How many of you have gotten a watch overseas and had it shipped to you, and then they shipped the oh yeah, that would be the one, Bruce. That's a great one. By the way, too, I have my I've been wearing this all day, and I didn't even, a lot of people said, "Oh, look at this. It's, how can you wear a bow and crown in a bar lug? That looks really uncomfortable." They're not. I didn't. I forgot I even had it on. Um, but this was the first time this year I've wound it. It's a weekly winder, so not so obvious. Hey, how's it going? Recently got a vintage King Seiko. Came to a minor service issue, but personally for $100, I'll shrug my shoulders and get it fixed. Yeah, yeah, I'm the same way pretty much. If it's not that big, sometimes it's a bigger hassle to do stuff. I'm getting I made a trade on a watch, and I'm going to be shipping that off, and it's an overseas swap that I have, and it's the overseas where I'm sending it. I don't have to take it apart or anything like that. But on if you're at least if you're in the United States and they ship it here to you, they if they sometimes will stop it if you unless it has a metal bracelet. And if it has a metal bracelet, there's no problem. But any kind of non-metal or non-textile band needs CITES document, and so the way to do it is simply have the person sending it to you take off the strap, take off the buckle on the strap, and send the buckle and the watch to you without the strap, and then send the strap separately. How do you like your Blanc Pons? Sorry, that's the correct pronunciation. Um, yeah, I like Blanc Pons a lot too. How are there so many fakes about? Oh boy, it's funny. The watches I buy, they don't make fakes because nobody either they don't bother with them. It's been cold. We got a rainy, cold day here, which is better than snow. I'm looking to buy a marriage watch. I don't know. There's one thing about Lawrence. Maybe why don't you make a marriage watch, or is that what you have in mind? It's much better in face and sub. Let me see. Is that fun? Oh, you like it better than the Submariner. I tried a Basescape and it was gorgeous. What's your opinion of Sin? I don't own a Sin. Plain sub does nothing for me. Okay, I like the older ones with steel bezel. Okay, um, my fault for getting off topic. All right, so let's hear some more stories about uh, getting stuff from overseas. I just recently got a watch from overseas. It was sent to me. Got the watch, perfect shape. By the way, too, I found out something. There's a watch, something or other. There's a PDF file, and that I was sent by FedEx, and I filled it out. And it's a watch, something or other thing that if you fill it out, send it and have it sent to you when you buy a watch, it can prevent a lot of hassle, which is a nice thing to have. Who needs hassle? Um, Okay, so and then, like I said, having them ship the band separately, and in that way, if they stop the band, you still get the watch, and then you can buy a band here or something like that. Um, how about custom taxes? Jan, that's a good question. One thing I learned about it now, this is in the United States. Things in Croatia may be different. If somebody sends me a watch from, I don't know, from let's say Turkey. Let's say I get a watch in Turkey. Somebody sends me a watch over here from Turkey. There will be, hi Quan. Um, it's going to, there'll be customs. They haven't asked me for customs yet. One thing I learned yesterday, and here's the tip for you. If Yeah, I've had good luck on eBay too. So it's just like one of these days I'm gonna make a wrong step. You know, something too, there were a couple buys that I walked away from because the person on the other end, there was something wrong with them. And that would be one thing. A friend of mine used to have an expression that something was wrong. I didn't know what it was. There was just a bad feeling. And he said their socks squeaked. And I've always sort of listened to that. So if it's something I'm not sure about, and if their socks squeak, I, I won't have anything to do with them. I don't care what precautions you take. If you have a feeling there's something wrong, walk away. Every time I've done that, well, of course I've never been burned because I walk away. Now maybe I lost a deal of the century. I don't think so though. Today from China to Central U.S. DHL. Yeah, boy, DHL. I buy a lot of stuff from China and watch parts and stuff. So it takes them forever to send them to me, but that's okay. I sort of figure about a month if I buy a movement or a case or a dial or anything. I figure about a month. Hi, Michal. Um, my tip is to buy a watch overseas and ask for standard post instead of DHL. It works most of the time. Most of the time, it worked all the time except for my $12,000 watch. That was the only time it didn't work. I, Mitchell, I tell you, you're right in one respect. If something is sent standard post, they don't think no one's going to look at it too closely, and you're right about avoiding taxes that way. But man, I tell you, I will pay the extra amount. I'll pay the customs, pay everything, because the luck I've had with FedEx has been so good. And that's when I run into the problem. This last watch I got, they stopped it. And I said, well, what did you stop the customs stopped it. They wouldn't let it go forward. And they said, well, you got to fill out this form, this watch something or other form. And I filled it out and everything was fine. But the thing is that they helped me. That was the second time they helped me get through something. Hey, Dan, what's up? Let's see. Oh, you bought a Parmigiani. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. Greetings from Mexico. Oh, man. Yeah, I love my Culpas. I really do. And my other Parmigiani, my hemispheres. You know that hemispheres I have, that is a great buy. There's some out there, I think. Um, you're right, Bill. Works only for cheaper watches. Yeah, yeah. You don't want to send the real expensive one. Yeah, but Michel's got a point too. You send it. I bought my wife off for an anniversary present a number of years ago. I bought her some diamond and ruby ring, something like that, and it was from overseas. It was shipped to me, and the way they wrote on it, it looked like they wrote it in like a one of those fat pens, and it looked like some kid had written on it, and that is probably a very good thing because it looks personal. The ones that look very professional, everything is fine, and if it's if it's if it's written to Uncle Bill or something like that, that's that's something that's probably going to go through. Hey, Foreman, how's it going? Postal insurance when shipping a watch with signature required cost me more than $30 to ship from U.S. to Germany. Yeah, man, I tell you, in one of the contests we had a couple of years ago, one of the contests we had here, where we had the what's it called, The Grand Prix picks. The winner of the Grand Prix picks was in Germany, and so I had the boy. The oh man, just a little watch. It was a cheap quartz watch, or inexpensive. It wasn't cheap. I mean, it was just sort of a nice quartz watch, or it was or mechanical. I forgot which one it was, but it wasn't exactly an expensive one. But man, it cost me a lot to send to Germany. And I sent it FedEx, and I think I asked for a signature on it. Oh well. My only post there has been with FedEx 8 weeks to get from Spain. Wow, tracked it going from Madrid to Paris and back 8 times. Oh, it's got frequent flyer miles. Yeah. Kwame, I'm planning on buying a Nomos or Hovering 2, which is more accurate future on there. I like them both, but I tell you, Kwame, to me, you get a Harboring 2 is like getting a handmade original watch. I like Nomos. Nomos makes a wonderful watch. Harboring 2 makes, to me, is a classic watch. You're getting the hand of a world class watchmaker with a hand, and that's usually you only get them like FP Journe and uh, that type of watchmaker, and you pay $20,000 or something, whereas FP Richard Harboring and Harboring 2s are very reasonable. And again, saying nothing bad about Nomos, because Nomos is a very good watch, and especially with their DUW movements. But man, I tell you, between that, it just is fantastic. I've got Harboring 2, the new Doppel Felix is on my list, and if I get a chance, in other words, if I get the money, the money bird flies over and drops some money on me, I'll get that. That and the other one I want is the that Rolex Cellini Prince, and a lot of the best deal on that Cellini Prince is from China, but it's I saw it on Chrono 24, and um, I've done a lot of business with different outfits in China, and have yet to be disappointed. So, but I haven't bought the well, yeah, I did a few years ago. I bought a whole bunch of stuff I forgot. Yeah, well, I've had nothing but good experiences. The only problem was it takes a long time. Would you consider high frequency vintage like Gerard Perregaux, Jerome HF? Just missed out on one. Um, boy, um, I tell you, I've become so much of a fan of the low frequencies and the big balance wheels that I don't know. A friend of mine has one of those Breguet 10 hertz things, and that thing is a work of art. That's a beautiful watch, but they only made a handful of them. I mean, when you get something like that, and you really have some kind of, I mean, you get super accuracy with that, but it's more than super accuracy we want, because otherwise we'd all have quartz. And we we use our iPhone. Here's my iPhone. This is where I check my time. Let me see what time it is. It's 4:27, and my watch says más o menos. Also says 4:27. Good watch. Okay, what's up? Yeah, okay, Michel. Um, yeah, good way to buy is duty free. Got some amazing deals in the Caribbean. Neil. Yeah, I'll tell you something. Oh boy, when was it? A couple of years ago, a friend of mine from he's now from Brazil. He was from Dubai at the time. He was here in the U.S. and he bought a Patek Philippe. They had a I think it was a Patek Philippe auction. Some of you may remember that they had a big show. I think it was summer before last in New York City, and they had like a was going into a Patek Philippe museum. It was an incredible thing that they had, and then they had an auction, and he was flying back to Dubai, and so hi, Ziad. So what they did, they said, well, you got it in the auction. So what we'll do is that you can pick it up at the airport because Patek Philippe had a store out there in the duty free area. So and apparently, I guess the duties into Dubai are way up there. So anyway, so that was another thing. Yeah, you're right about the duty free. That's a very good point. Sometimes sometimes it's hard to dicker with the people in duty free because you got an airplane to catch. Looking to buy a Zenith Elite Captain. Oh, I love Zenith Elite. That's a great buy. Xeon B25. Yes, Zenith Elite. Zenith Elite. Everyone loves the El Primero, and it's fine. It's a great watch. I mean, it's a great movement. But so's the Elite. I have an Elite, and that thing I've had it for years. That it's just been a great watch. And the thing that's the best about the Elite, and the Elite Captain is a cool looking watch, is that they're a lot less. They don't cost as much. So like I said, I'm not saying a bad thing at all about an El Primero. It's just that everything gets Hi, Magister Ludi. Would you buy a watch from Archie Luxury? Uh, I, I don't know if he has any kind that I like. I buy from anyone who I could get my hands on. Put it that way. Hey, Eric, bronze pilot is really cool. Yeah, bronze pilots. That's neat. Hi, Charlie. Um, I want to buy a world time watch, and I'm stuck on Patek and JLC. Jard Perigot. You know, one that was in what was it? I think Friday's video. That one is the one that won the I think it's won a sports watch in a Grand Prix a few years ago. That I think it was that little Mont Blanc. That is a neat one. That's a neat world timer, and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. I think the one I found was like $2,100 or something like that. It's not bad at all. Naturally, yeah, Patek Philippe, if you can afford that. The JLC with a Geo thingy is a very good one too. Um, so anyway, well, guys, it's 4:30 and the football game starts now. So we're having our playoffs here. I know a lot of you want to go out and take a look, but anyhow, um, it was good talking to you. And tomorrow, I got a new video tomorrow. That thing is, in fact, it's working now. Thank you for helping me try out my new microphone, and hope you guys all tune in tomorrow. See you later. Bye bye.